Alright guys, I'm going to show you a seamless transition video and how I did these seamless looking transitions. We'll start off with the first clip. It's a short video shot on my iPhone 6 garbage camera. So you see I pull out from a complete object or an object blocking the camera completely. We're introducing our subject here, Yuli. She's preparing a tattoo. You see that was a swipe for the first transition. I'll show it to you a little closer. And then what I do is I look for colors in the area that will match what the transition is going to look like. So here's transition number 2. See, I chose something white. Well, I decided to do it again because I didn't like how it is. But of course, you can just clip all that later. And now Yuli's about to begin her tattoo. So it's a nice little change from when she's planning to starting. See the stencil there with the empty flower. And this one I'm really proud of, actually. I go behind the iPad, so let's look at the next shot. Do the same thing. Follow the iPad as closely as I can. And I think I actually end up having to go back. Yeah. So yeah, just do multiple takes. Whatever it takes, to take whatever it takes. How many takes does it take? All right, and there it's going to transfer to empty stencil to the flower she's working on, almost done. And that's the end of the video, so let's show you the finished product.
Younger music.
Alright, and that's just a little ending clip for the business I work at. Now I'm going to cut to a clip here of how I worked on that in Premiere Pro. Alright, and just to make this easier on myself so I don't have to record separate audio, put them together and all that, I'm just going to record with the phone. Sorry if it's shitty. So you can see my sequence there. That's the first clip. That's the second clip. This is actually a combo of the third clip. I had to make adjustment there. And that's just the little effects of the smoke at the end there. There's my song I picked. And it's pretty simple, actually. See, this video is only like 40-something seconds long. This is Adobe Premiere Pro that we're working in. Zoom in. Actually, I should look at the camera, or the screen. It's a little bit easier. So it's pretty simple. Like right here, I just kind of trim it right when the white turns into, when the white completely encapsulates the camera. I have just a little easy little crossfade. And you want to make those really short, because too much and you'll start to see, what looks like a crossfade as opposed to a quick dissolve. And the reason why I have this cut here is because the lighting, the color was a bit off, which is why actually I made it all black and gray, because I mean it looks nice, and it was just easy not to worry about the color of the scene. So this changes into that. We have that go over, and then again here you can see a little cross, what do they call that? What is that called? A cross dissolve. You know what I mean. So the reason why I did this here is because my first iPad transition was better than that second take I took. If you remember, I did 2 takes in this scene. So I actually left the first one. It transitions right there. And then again, you see the little cross dissolve transitions right there. Now we'll go frame by frame. You might be able to see it. 2, 3, right there, I believe, is when I matched the 2 clips. See that? So you can see right there, that's the old scene. And as soon as you jump over, that was the next one. It's so small. And what I do is I'll add stuff like, I'll show you here, some of the effects I have over here. You can see I did a Gaussian blur. Of course, you got to keyframe all this stuff. The edge feather. I don't think I ended up needing that. There's the blur, a little bit of color change. And what turns from multiple takes turns into what seems like, this is actually my favorite one, seems like a seamless transition here. Watch. And by using stuff like the blur, like the cross dissolve, and what I did here, watch, I'll show you, I'll make a couple of these disappear. So that's the 2 top clips, I just muted them, and you would only see that other clip. You can see it just ends there. Throw in only the top one. So I needed something in the middle of those 2 to make it a little bit smoother. And that one's easy. You just turn the opacity down, one of these clips, make it so you can see the one behind it. Makes it easier to match them up perfectly. Now that everything's turned on, you can see all together. And hopefully just seeing the timeline will help you understand how easy it is to pull these off. And remember, you just got to look in your environment to make sure that you got to make sure that what you're doing is sorry, I took a break. I just want to make sure my mic is on. You got to, that way you can make sure these transitions are way easier, because you can do them without matching the environment. It's just what a pain. So we'll watch it up close since you know what it looks like. Little cross dissolve. And again, you got a tiny little cross dissolve there, just to help those 2 whites. And I did have to do stuff like adjust the brightness. Sometimes it changes from one area that's too bright. And honestly, the picture quality is pretty poor on these iPhones, so definitely not great, but sometimes it's just easier for me to shoot on there and make a video in a day as opposed to spending days on it. So you see those little transitions to the other one, and it's done. Oh, sorry, I missed that. But yeah, there you go. It's pretty simple. I really dig these type of transition videos. To me, they feel like they're what's hot right now, and it's getting a little corny, a little cheesy, because most of the tutorials I'm watching are a couple years old, so it's losing its value. But this shit's hot on Instagram, so try it out. It's very easy.